Hello everybody. The title of this video will be Sources of Carbohydrates for Endurance Training. So I discovered at one point that if you're really going to be, or anybody, not you or me, but just for, long distance or long time endurance training, depending on the type of activity it is, and I'll go into that a little bit, we need more carbohydrates than we do for some other types of activities, but we always need at least some carbohydrates. And some types of activities, like very high intensity activities, require more carbohydrates. Like if you're going to be running, let's say an all-out, really fast 4-mile run, just for an example, and you are taking like protein supplements, like protein powder mixed with a little bit of good solid real food or something like that, that's not going to get you, up and really moving very well. It's not going to be very comfortable. You need some carbohydrates with that, like juice. And I discovered on like really long, like bike rides, so you can get a much higher level of like intensity and time together if you are cycling as compared to running. And the reason is running has a lot more impact. It's a different form of exercise, but cycling really has no impact. So you're able to put out a lot more effort for a much longer time or longer distance. And of course, cycling's faster anyway. That's why distance isn't really a good comparison. But the point I'm trying to make is, that's not going to just be for free. That you need some energy that has to come from somewhere. And so you need carbohydrates. It's just a fact. You need everything. You need protein, essential fatty acids, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, good solid real food. You need absolutely everything. But you definitely need your carbohydrates. And they can really save the day, whereas you might otherwise, on a long bike ride outdoors, you might otherwise start to really feel, like you're just losing your energy output, your ability to, maintain intensity and strength and all that. It all goes together. All those things go together. But so the point is, we need some good carbohydrates, and I like natural sources, But I have found now, in contrast, for long distance running that isn't super fast, you're just kind of putting in your distance, like 10 miles a day or something, you actually need a decent amount of solid real food, but not necessarily a gigantic amount of carbohydrates for that. If you're not really pushing the intensity, but you're just mainly focusing on distance, you have to get in your distance every day or something. So it just depends on the activity, because, even though distance running is not as high impact as like really fast running at shorter distances, it's a milder form of exercise, but it has its impact, but it doesn't have a lot of intensity necessarily. I mean, you don't have to. Of course, you can run intensely, like the world-class marathoners or something, but my point is, you definitely need good real food that has some of its own carbohydrates naturally in it, but you always need some carbohydrates no matter what you do. But in this video, I'm just going to talk about my workout I finished a little while ago before starting this video. And I was in a hurry, and I was going to have some juice. So these days I'm alternating between orange and pineapple juice as one of my main sources of carbohydrates before workouts. And I decided I'd just eaten a really big meal of some brown rice and some whole raw dry peas that I cooked, and I had some other things added to the rice. I had some oils added and dried tomatoes. I had 5 oils added. In fact, I had peanut oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, and soybean oil. But so I'd eaten the peas and the rice, and that provided, so the rice has its own natural source of carbohydrates and some protein to balance the protein in the peas. And there's good solid real food goodness in all of that. And the oils, provided some essential fatty acids. And of course I got lots of protein. But basically, I was in a hurry to start my workout before midnight, and I didn't really want to drink any juice because I was really full, even though I'd finished eating like an hour, 1 to 2 hours or so, or maybe even more. I can't really remember, but before then, but it hadn't digested, and I was not fully, is what I mean. And so I felt full, and I didn't want to just like squeeze in some juice on top of that. I was already full, my stomach was full. So I just got on the bike, but I got through my workout. I think it would have been different with some juice. Maybe if I had eaten less and then had some juice, that would have been interesting, but I hadn't eaten in a while, so when I did eat, I ate a lot, comparatively speaking, of course. But basically, so I got through that workout on the rice and peas, the carbohydrates in those foods. But basically, I think it would have been, I know before my next workout, which I will get in before I go to work tomorrow, I'm going to be drinking some juice. It'll be orange juice. But I have some pineapple juice ready to drink before my next workout after that. Hopefully all will go according to plans, But there's another thing I want to mention is, right now it's coming up around 2 a.m. early Saturday morning, I guess January 4, and I'm going to work later today, but I'm going to get hopefully a good night's sleep before then, and a workout before I go, and take a hot bath, shampoo, blah blah blah, do this and that, lots of stuff really in the morning. I call it mornings, as sometimes it extends into early afternoon before I go to work. But anyway, yeah, so it's important to get in your carbohydrates, and that's basically what I wanted to say is make sure you get them in if you're doing something like, high intensity stuff or long distance cycling outdoors, we're going to be cycling for hours and hours. You definitely, or even days, if you're on like an outdoor bike trip and you're cycling for days and hours a day for days on end, you definitely need to get in your carbohydrates. That's very, very important. So anyway, hope you all enjoy the video. I see where I've exceeded 12 minutes, 7 minutes and 12 seconds. 7 minutes for sure. Have a great time. So it's good to be getting this video, and thank you.